away.
And he doesn't know how he's going to plug it. So now he's talking about taxing the wealthy even more. Well, good luck. The wealthy are leaving, buddy. They're out of town. They're like, see ya, right? And you're going to have to deal with a population that you have not enabled to climb the ladder because your economic policies.
I left Maryland specifically because I was being prevented from climbing the ladder. I was being taxed an exorbitant rate. I was being punished for being a productive citizen. I mean, I don't understand why anybody would ever stay in this state like that. Oh, Larry Hogan's a air quotes Republican. He's not. They're screwing around. They're trying to punish us all. I left. I'm out of that.
Have done nothing, frankly, to address any inequalities in America. You want to talk about inequalities in America? They go on and on and on about it. I'll tell you how you fix it. You give everybody a chance, which means let them choose what school they.
Correct. School choice. If I didn't want, I mean, I went to Dover High School in Dover, Delaware. We had people shot. We had people. It would not be my choice. If we had a school voucher, I'd have probably went to Holy Cross, where a lot of more successful probably children have gone. I would have gone to Holy Cross. I would have gone to a private Catholic school or something like that and not had to go through metal detectors. I wouldn't have had the risk of being shot just by going to school. I wouldn't have had drunken whores crack their cranium because they decided to stand on top of cars that were doing burnouts. I would not have had any of these things. I should not have had to be in that situation. And if I had school choice, guess what? If I could have carried my tax money with us, as little tax money as we had, because I grew up very poor, you know, I probably would have went to a better school. Maybe I would have got recommended to the Air Force Academy when I wanted to go there because I knew Senator Carper, but he didn't like me that much. I don't know. No, I assume that's the case because he didn't give me a referral. But, it's send your kids where you want them. I wouldn't want to send my kids to a lot of the public schools I've been to lately. I've tried to do tutoring and things like that, and why would I ever want to send a child to one of these institutions?
They want to go to, give them a voucher so that they have the same level playing field as the rich kids. I mean, they just don't want to do it, right? Because they get the teachers' unions. Oh, and I'll give Obama a little bit of credit here. Even Obama had the decency to say, the teachers' unions, I'm not going to be beholden to them. Not so Joe Biden. He's completely in bed with the teachers' unions. So you can kiss any kind of economic.
Oh, and the worst part is I actually know a lot of teachers. Unfortunately, I dated a lot of them. There's a lot of, obviously that profession leans much more in the women field, and oh, good God. We're talking about some of the craziest people I've ever met in my life. Come on, man. Joe Biden, come on. Let me play clip you a little bit. These people are fucking insane.
Opportunity in any of these poor communities, goodbye. Patty William, you wish they'd stay put. South Carolina here. The wealthy, where they're going to South Carolina, right? The wealthy are great at avoiding paying too much tax. Sure. Thank you. You know what? It's good to hear that because, like I said, this is like the ground level. This is the new studio. I'm just getting used to everything, and you're saying that the audio is a little bit low. Hopefully you can turn it up on your computer just a bit, but we're going to address that. So thank you for pointing that out. Give people opportunities, not handouts. Frank, I could not.
That's why we have a wonderful representative running in Baltimore now. Yeah. I probably should have taken the reins, but in some of those neighborhoods I'd be the wrong color and I might get shot. But she's doing well, and I think she deserves support.
Agree more. And New York City has created their own problems. New York City is a complete, utter disaster. And you've got the likes of Bill de Blasio, a comrade, by the way, Comrade de Blasio. That's what I like to call him.
Have you seen Bill de Blasio's daughter? She looks like she's on crack. She's completely wild beyond all kind of possible conventions. Sure, her eyes are all bugged out, and she's like, she also is horribly unattractive. What in the world? Oh,
He's a card carrying member of the Socialist Party. Going on and on. He just the other day he was on a radio show saying, "Help me tax the wealthy. Help me redistribute wealth." You want to redistribute wealth? Why don't you create a system where more people can actually gain wealth, right? I mean, that's the way to look at it. Audio is fine here. I'm glad to hear that, Eric. But keep you know what? I'll always take a compliment, guys. I have no problem with the comp, so thank you so much. Bill's asking, when does New York City come back? I'm going to tell.
I'm sure Trish's opinion is a little different than mine. New York City's never coming back. It's going to become a rat-infested hellhole that will face depths that will be unsurmountable.
Oh yeah. I don't know as it will. I don't know as it will until you get someone like a Rudy Giuliani back in there that's going to clean up the streets, that's going to make it safe again. Because who would want to, I mean, Giuliani made it like Disney World. I used to live there. We had the kids there and everything. We were a little bit crazy. I'm like, what were we doing in New York City with 3 kids? The kids were like, when we finally moved, wow. They said, why were we living in the city all those years? It was convenient, that's why. But there were a lot of families that lived in the city, and all the families have left. Every family, they're trying to get out because the city is not what it was, and it's now become very, very dangerous. You look at the murder rate up more than 200% from a similar time last year, and this is scary stuff, right? You can't just defund the police and expect to still have the same level of safety. You can't just say, okay, we're going to legalize marijuana on the streets in New York. I mean, we'd be walking down the street, and my kids would be like, what's that smell? What's that skunk? I'm like, yeah, a skunk in New York City.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's even one of the worst things that I dealt with while trying to sell my soon-to-be ex-wife's house was across the street. They were literally measuring bricks of weed while smoking weed on the sidewalk. It's like, how do I sell a house when we have these degenerates all around us?
And this is all Bill de Blasio, okay? And so de Blasio has created this really unlivable environment, and he seems to be fine with it. He'd be happy to get rid of all the wealthy. But I'm sorry, who's going to pay your tax bill? Okay, comrade? Who's going to pay for all this? It's just not going to work. So when I hate to be overly pessimistic on New York City, but I think it's going to decline dramatically. I think increasingly more and more people are going to leave. I think we've all learned that in certain professions, thanks to American ingenuity, you can work from home, right? So the whole convenience factor of being in the city and being close to work is totally out the window now. So if you don't have to be there, why would you be there? And so...
All right, I think that wraps it up quite nicely. Have a good day, guys.